Going on YouTube? We're back with another episode of Motive Mondays. Heavy Metal Hotep here. Hope everybody's having a peaceful, prosperous, and productive day. Real quick, guys, before we get into it, make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all subscribe if you're not already. Share the video. Comment if you got something to say. Hit up the chat. Yeah, so just an announcement before we get started. Had the pleasure of being on Change the Gride's podcast over on Anchor. And yeah, it was a good conversation, you know. He interviewed me. We talked about a lot of different things. Talked about, metal music, guitar, different things that you guys might actually not be familiar with. Even if you do know me personally. So essentially, just talked about a bunch of things like that, and it was a really good conversation. Make sure that if you guys just do listen to podcasts or you are over on Anchor, make sure that you go check out Change the Gride, ChangeTheGriot. I believe there's no spaces as well. Yeah, I'll tell you right now, the way he does his episodes and stuff, it's a little bit different than what we do over here. But to be honest with you, he breaks it up into segments, and each little segment, in the episodes that he does, he's got some excellent content. He drops a lot of jewels over there. Very great message with a lot of his episodes. So I would suggest you guys go check it out. Yeah, show him some love, let him know that I sent you, and yeah, make sure y'all check out that interview too. Both parts had a little glitch at the end, and what we had to do was we ended up recording the rest of it. So about 6 minutes after, for the second video. But anyway, yeah, make sure you guys go check that out. And without further ado, let's get into tonight's episode. So tonight we're going to be talking about, as the title suggests, forgiving yourself and others. And honestly, how that can hold you back when it comes to you trying to achieve your goals, as well as accomplish different things that you want to do in life. You hear me say that all the time on this channel and on the episodes of Motive Mondays. At the end of the day, that's basically just, you can understand that that's basically just baggage, right? Baggage that's unneeded, unneeded weight that you don't need to be carrying with you. And at the end of the day, right, you want to make sure that when you're trying to accomplish these different things, whatever goals you're trying to achieve, you want to make sure that you got a clear mind, that you're 100% focused. That way, you know that you're giving your all, and that that you're doing the best that you possibly can, right? You're giving your best and you're giving your all. And you can't do that if you're not 100% focused on what you're trying to do. If you divert attention to little things over here, little things over there, what this person said about me, or what this person called me, different things like that, you're not going to be 100% focused, and you're not going to have your full self, pushing yourself and having a better, the best version of you trying to accomplish whatever it is you're trying to do, or whatever goal you might have. So one of the things can be, say, maybe some ill feelings you have towards someone, or like something that may have happened with you in between someone in the past, right? And it just so happens that life might have you in a situation where you might need to go in on a project, or there's something that you might need to do, or whatever goal that you're trying to accomplish might have to include someone else. Or someone's help might actually be just what you need to get that much closer to your goal. And the best person you might know might just happen to be the person that you're not really that cool with, or that you had a falling out with, or they did something that pissed you off, and now you don't really talk to them like that, right? So you never know. So, that's self-explanatory as to why that can just hold you back. So at the end of the day, you might not be going to that person just because, he might have said something, he might have stole something from you. And obviously, if he stole something from you, or you can't trust them or anything like that, that's understandable. That's understandable for you to kind of distance yourself from them. But maybe it was just something that they said, they were having a bad day or whatever, and they kind of got a little nasty with you. Um, there might be something like a conversation that you might want to have with that person, talk it out and everything like that. I mean, at the end of the day, as long as you're holding on to something that someone's done to you, or someone, they might have pissed you off or not made you feel some type of way, as long as you're holding on to that, the more that you carry it with you, you're not going to be focused on. You're not going to be focused on your goal, not fully anyway. I mean, you could probably argue that, yeah, well, I could still, not like what someone did to me and still be focused on my goal, and that's true, right? It's not like you can't. It's not like both things can't be true, but you won't be able to say that you're fully 100% focused on that if you're still carrying the baggage with you of, something that someone's done to you or they've wronged you or something like that. And the other side to that as well, same token, right? Same coin. You might have messed up on something, right? Like it could be something as simple as, high school football game, right? You fumbled the ball. So that messes your whole MO up. That messes your whole mindset set up now, right? Well, now you were having a great game beforehand, right? Having a great game, you were killing it, right? Scoring, first downs, touchdowns, all that. Next thing you know, that happens. You fumble the ball, boom, other team runs off with it. They score, they get a touchdown, right? And from there on out, it's just downhill from there, because you can't get your mind out of the headspace where you fumbled the ball and you messed up. Now, each play, you're messing up on this, messing up on that. You're not. You're supposed to be. You're somewhere else, and you're supposed to be downfield or something like that, right? Or you're not looking for the pass or anything like that. Or you fumble the ball again, right? You start getting inside that, and now that's all you're being able to focus on, because, for whatever reasons. I mean, most of the time, I think that people, they get inside their head like that, where it's almost like it's so unreal to them that they messed up on something, like they're not human, like they're a step above human. That's a whole other conversation for another day. But I personally believe that some people tend to think so highly of themselves, and when they mess up, it's like the whole world comes crashing down. And it's like, it shouldn't surprise you as much that you mess up on certain things, when you realize, stay in the mindset that you're human. You're still a human being at the end of the day, right? So it shouldn't bother you or get you so much that it's like the end of the world that you messed up on something, when you're not a perfect being to begin with. That doesn't mean go and mess something up or purposely self-sabotage, but if your natural reaction is like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that, you messed up on something, as if you never got the MO that you were human, and somehow believe that you're perfect, so you can't believe when you do something that's imperfect, or do something that's not right, or mess up on something. And that's just my opinion. That's my theory with some people, right? Now, obviously, I'm not going to say it's all people, but I hope that makes sense to y'all. When you think about it, it's like, for someone to be devastated that they messed up on something, so much so that like they get inside their own head, and then that's it, and then they just keep messing up and messing up and messing up until they get out of that, or pull themselves out of that. When, okay, you made a mistake, you messed up. You might have to deal with the consequences of that. You might be able to fix it to where the consequences change, or there are no negative consequences because you fixed it. Some things obviously can be fixed, but what I'm saying is, when you understand that and you're within yourself that you are a human being, and when you mess up, those things do happen, and they will happen to you. And when they do, you don't look at it as the end of the world. And obviously, it can depend on the situation too, but usually, in general, you're not going to look at it as the end of the world, because you're not as surprised that you did something wrong, and you don't spend as much time focusing on the fact that you did something wrong, as opposed to fixing it, getting to the root of the problem, and learning from it, make sure it doesn't happen again. So you got to be able to stay. I keep hitting my ring. I'm sorry. You got to make sure that you forgive yourself, because okay, let's move on to saying that what you messed up on is a little bit bigger, a little more devastating, and with that warrants bigger stakes, bigger consequences, and you take it more seriously than, say, fumbling the ball in football. This could be like a life changing thing, right? At the end of the day, what you want to make sure you do is that you have to, like, you got to be able to understand that, okay, yeah, you may have messed up, but forgive yourself, right? Forgive yourself and move on. And I'm not saying like it's gonna always be easy. I'm saying that is, regardless of how easy or how hard it is, if you know that that's something that you have to do, you work at it. You put in the work and you get there. It's kind of what this podcast is all about. You put in the work to make sure that you get to your goals, you achieve and you get what you want to get out of life, right? Once you get to the process where you understand what you want out of life, because you got to have that as well. You can't work towards a goal that you don't have. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, forgiving yourself is definitely just as important as forgiving others, because those two things, I would say, equally as much, generally speaking, they can have some equally negative consequences, effects, I would say. You know, it doesn't necessarily be on the same situation, but I will say that they will have negative consequences, whether you're too focused on how you messed up or you're too focused on how someone wronged you. So keep that in mind on your journeys to achieving your goals and approaching and working for what you want to get out of life. Because at the end of the day, if you have those things divert your attention from your goals, it's just going to make it that much harder for you to achieve them. You're going to be working against yourself. And let's be honest, do you honestly want that? Probably not. So with that being said, guys, make sure that you like the video, share the video. Helps me out a lot. And I want to make sure that we keep increasing our subscriber count, getting new subscribers every week, and I thank you guys so much, all the new subscribers, man. Definitely appreciate you guys, and we're just gonna keep growing. I hope you guys like the content. If you guys got any ideas, shoot me a DM on Instagram. Follow me at Heavy Metal Hotep. Should be let's see, it should be right here. Yeah, be right here. Guys, digging the message, and you want to donate a little something, got the Cash App up there too. You don't have to, but feel free to if you like. Definitely appreciate it. And also follow me on Twitter at Heavy Metal Hotep. Just make sure you guys know this, because if you don't want to just go through all the socials, go here, all these different apps, you can honestly just type in Heavy Metal Hotep on Google, all one word, and all my socials will come up: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. And as well as a couple pieces of content as well for the individual platforms. But without further, with that being said, I'm acting like we're about to go into another show. Yeah, but with that being said, one other thing, for any my NBA 2K players out there, y'all might find this funny. So this weekend, I've been gaming pretty much all my life, since I would say about like 3 or 4, right? And so, 25, 24 years, been gaming for about that long. And just this past weekend, I learned how to play 2K. I think it's hilarious. Now, I've played it before, but I'll tell you, like, in my lifetime so far, I've played about probably a grand total of 20 minutes of it. Played with friends, sat down, different through the years, sat down with friends and played it. Never figured out how to shoot. Never figured out really how to do anything. I just fucking pressed buttons and just ran around. Didn't know what the fuck I was doing. Same thing with Madden too, and we'll get there eventually. I could probably pick up Madden more than I could pick up 2K, but somehow I started playing 2K21 over the weekend. Just be like, yo, I know it can't be that fucking difficult. I know I'll be able to figure out how to shoot. Finally figured that out. They figured out some other stuff, and now we're playing my career mode. And that's honestly the only reason why I would even play that shit. Um, I probably wouldn't play it competitively unless some of my good friends, y'all get on there. I might play with you guys. Eventually, I'll probably do a gaming channel, but that's far in the future, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, I figured that would be kind of funny. I mean, as long as 2K's been around and I'm 29 years old, and I'll be honest with you, it was never really a game where I was like, yo, I gotta learn how to play it. But I always wanted to, right? So, but yeah, and I'm gonna tell you right now, it is a lot of fun. Since I started learning how to shoot, my career, it is pretty fun. But yeah, with that being said, hope everybody enjoyed the video. Hope you guys have a peaceful, prosperous, and productive day tomorrow and tonight. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace. Hotep.